Charley and the Cupid Caper. It was Valentine's Day, my least favorite holiday of the year. The one that stopped me dead in my tracks, like a giant, heart-shaped stop sign. Years ago, and don't ask me how many years because I don't want to tell you, I believed that Valentine's Day would mean I'd receive a giant bouquet of red roses, an equally giant box of chocolates, and overwhelming amounts of verbal and physical protestations of love. But after a series of boyfriends who didn't share my beliefs, I had given up on the idea and instead treated the holiday just like any other workday, which in this case meant coming to work on a frigid Monday morning in my old Chevy without a working heater, hoping that the wonky radiator at Adams Investigation Service would deliver enough warmth to defrost my body, if not my heart, that had suffered yet another ice-pick blow, this time from a new guy who ghosted me after 3 dates. All in all, it was a very un-Cupid start to the holiday. The only positive aspect of the day was that we were scheduled to meet with our latest client, report our findings, and get paid for our efforts. Charley always made it clear that money was due when the results were delivered. This change in policy happened after more than a few clients refused to pay when the outcome wasn't what the client hoped for, the detective agency version of shooting the messenger. Not that this would be an issue with Patrick Landers. He made it quite apparent at our first meeting that the subject of the background check he requested was someone he thoroughly disliked and distrusted. That he hoped that our investigation would prove his feelings were justified was obvious at the outset. Equally obvious to both our client and us was that if the information was what he expected, it would most certainly hurt the woman on whose behalf Landers had hired us. But still, he put down a healthy deposit to have us look into her quote-unquote friend, who he suspected was no friend at all, but a stinker of the first order. I'm concerned about the man that Betsy has gotten involved with, Landers said. His name is Giorgio Leonelli, saying the subject's name as though it left a bad taste in his mouth. He pulled out a folded sheet of paper from his pocket and gave it to Charley, then took a seat. Here's all I know about him, which isn't much. That's why I'm hiring you. I want to know if my suspicions are correct. We had done that type of work before, but it was usually for younger female clients who had doubts about the men they met on a dating site, or for middle-aged wives who suspected their spouses were cheating on them. But for as long as I'd been working for Charley, this was the first time we'd been hired by a guy well past 70 to do this type of personal investigation.